Hi guys, it's Deborah from North of Somewhere Nomad, and I just got my notification that my winter car camping shelter slash tent has arrived. I'm so excited. I'm sitting here in the parking lot. So what I'm going to do is go and grab it. Then we're going to head to the storage unit, grab some other winter car camping accessories, and then we're heading to the campground to pitch it. So if you're interested in checking this out, then let's go. Just got water. Come first serve campground. Well, not all of them, but I don't think you can even reserve now that we're in October. So we gotta drive around a bit and find a site. So there's a bear in the area. That's always nice. Okay, so that's available, but it's too small. Let's see. Oh, this spot's available. That's not bad. All right, so here's what we're working with in terms of space. And this is a particularly small campsite, but I checked out a bunch more, and this is as good as it's gonna get. It's here, finally. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is reveal this, but I decided that I was going to go with this tent, which I'll show you in just a sec, because I had to consider that I'm solo female, so I'm pitching my tent and tearing it down by myself. Also, I considered the geography of where I am. I live on Vancouver Island, and so the temperature here is pretty mild, lots of rain. Gets a little bit cold, but very rare does it go below freezing. And if it does, it's not like a long time. Right, so this is why and there's more reasons why I got this tent, but I'll go through them as I pitch it. And I just wanted to say, if you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Deborah, and I've been living in my 2014 Ford Fiesta hatchback, fully camperized vehicle for the past 3.5 months. So summer, and now we're mid into fall, heading into winter. I also want to say thank you to all my new subscribers, all my subscribers. I feel so grateful, guys, that you are hitting that subscribe button. All right, now let's reveal. The brand is Napier. yeah, so there's a lot to this. And just to catch you up, my last SUV tent was Napier Backroads SUV tent. And this one, once I bring it out, I'll just tell you, it is the Napier Sports SUV tent model 82000. All right, so let's unbox this baby and get moving. Okay, so woohoo. Okay. Let's go like this. It's pretty heavy. Voila. Okay, so here she be. Just like I said, Napier Sports SUV tent. And right out the gate, just before I start pitching it, the top two things that made me go with this tent, rather than an official winterized tent, these are 3 seasons, so summer, spring, fall. So it's not a winter tent per se, but I have a plan, sort of a part 2 shelter that I'm going to use with this, and I think I'll have covered all the bases. So, but first of all, I have to pitch my tent myself. And when I had the SUV, the Backroads SUV tent, it was painful to set up that tent, to pitch it, because the poles, which still go around each side, was one pole. So it was about 18 feet, like 2 poles that were 18 feet. And it was back-breaking process to set that tent up. And I would dread it, actually. So when I saw this one, the cross poles consist of 4 poles. And I've watched tons of reviews. Also, I don't know if you can see, anyways, my Backroads SUV tent had a rainfly, but it was super flimsy, and it only went about halfway down the tent. It wasn't holding out the rain. It wasn't holding up in a lot of regards. I think the ease of setting this up is going to be amazing, but we'll soon find out. And also the rainfly. So let's get started on this. Should be interesting. So we'll just take everything out of the box. By the way, Napier does not sponsor me, though I think that they should get in touch, because I love this brand. I really did like the whole thing is SUV tent, because while I was considering standalone tents, especially winterized ones, you need, it's nearly impossible to set it up by one person setup. And also, it was so important for me to be able to access my tent or my shelter directly from the car. Because if it's raining or snowing or anything, I would have to get out of the car, and it's already a cramped amount of space in there, and then come out to the elements and then go into the tent. So I wrote that off. I did do a lot of research on the winter tents, but even though, it doesn't matter how great the tent is, if I can't set it up, then it's not going to happen. So I had to be realistic in that sense. Okay, thank you, Napier. So these are obviously some kind of cords for something. Let's take this off. Just also inside the bag are the instructions. It was just like the Backroads tent. Pretty awesome. The bag is actually too small, because once I start using the tent a few times, it never rolls back up into that bag, but it doesn't matter. So let's open this part I'm so excited. Okay, safety first. Okay. So I know for a fact what to do in terms of laying it out, but I almost forgot. Another thing that I'm going to do for precaution, this campsite is all gravel, but there's no sticks, so that's good. But I decided that I'm going to use a tarp underneath the tent to protect the tent, and also it's calling for rain tonight and all day tomorrow, and then there'll be a break, and then we're going into about 3 days of rain. So we're going to do that here as best as possible. My first time. I've had so many firsts. Oh my goodness, what a journey. So okay, so obviously that's not 9 feet, but I think this is close. And it doesn't have to be the perfect dimensions. So I think what I'm going to do is just lay the tent down on top here. And then we'll work with that. And then whatever is left on this side, we'll just tuck it in. Okay. So exactly like the back roads, these are great little fasteners when you're packing it up. Another reason that I chose this tent was because of the height. So the backroads tent was probably 8 feet or so. It was really high. And if I'm going to be tarping, that's really high. I believe this one is 7 feet. So that's going to be helpful for me. Okay, let's see. There, that's not a perfect fit, but I think that's going to work. This one has 2 doors, so I'll be able to have, I think they're right here, each side. It's not a big deal to me, but it has that, so. Okay, so it's flat. Now the poles. Oh, I think this is the little gear sack for inside the tent. Okay, so we know these are the stakes. Oh my. And then this is the rainfly. So that's for a little bit later. And the poles. I believe there's 3 different types of poles. Okay, we've got gray poles, very thick in terms of width poles, and shorter black poles, but they're still the same width. Okay, getting hot now. Okay, so the instructions say to get all your tents straightened, folded out, and then before you start threading the tent. So I'm going to do that right now. One thing to note for sure that I've noted is that these poles are metal, where all of them are metal. On my backroads tent, there were just the 2 poles, and it was probably fiberglass, I guess, but that's where one of the poles started to split. There's no way this is going to split on me. Okay, so they're all threaded into the center, and so we just push each one in to the center like that, and then we're going to start adding the side poles, which are these ones. So I did read, these ones are fiberglass and these ones are steel. And there's a tip point here that has to be on towards the ground. So let's see how this goes. So the 4 fiberglass poles are into the center hub. And then there's these little nooks here. So each corner has one, so you just put those in like that. There. All the black poles go into the other side of this. And then I see what it's going to do. It's going to pull up. So I think we just start with one. Let's do it. So easy. Oh yeah, so the tip point goes into this grommet here. Easy peasy. Clip those on. Clip those on. So I'm going to do the back sides and then come and do the front. Okay, not as easy as I thought. Okay, it's up and I've got the bottom tarp all tucked in on these 2 sides. I still have to pull it out a bit. Am I going to say that this was easy? No, not easy, but not as hard as the backroads tent. As you pitch your tent a few times over, you start to learn the little tweaks that you have to make it easier for yourself, especially if you're pitching your tent by yourself. What I'm going to do now is just pull the tents out till it's centered, but I just love it. There's this door, and then, oh, it's over here. There's a door here and a door there. Interesting. And then a window there. That's pretty cool. I also have to put the rainfly on. But what I'm going to do is have something to eat because I've had that protein shake and that's it. So I really need some food, but we're running out of daylight time as well. There's the pressure of rain. So I'm going to grab something to eat and then I'll do the rainfly and then this baby will be done. All right, guys. So now the rainfly. So I'm going to use the same system that I use for my backroads tent because the rainfly, you have to start at one point and then walk it all the way around. So, and I use that special clip. So that's what I'm going to start right now. The other thing I believe comes with the tent is on the rainfly, there's a canopy. That's what those other two poles are for. So that I'm excited to see. So I'm going to get started on this right now. The first thing I do is there'll be text on here, vehicle side. So find that. Oh, here it is. Vehicle side. So that means that, because the car is going to back up here, so I'm going to start on this edge here. Now when I clip this, I clip it right on a knot there so it won't slide. So this should be enough. So basically I just start here and I just start walking around, trying to pull it up as I go.
A new place, a new home, for a while, let me feel alive. Nothing to hold me back, take my time, just enjoy the ride. A nomad, passing by, life is good, best I've ever felt. Get me up, somewhere new, somewhere I can find myself. Oh, I feel so alive.
Okay, I need to fiddle with it a bit more, so it's just a matter of making some adjustments to get it centered, and there's little corner nooks for each corner of the tent. So I'm going to do that, and then I'll give you a tour when it's done. Hi guys, okay, this is future me giving you a tour of my sports SUV tent that I pitched yesterday, but I didn't get a chance to videotape the outside, so I'm going to do that now. Anyways, it's all attached to the car. It actually rained last night, but I just wanted to show you some of the key things. So like the back roads, it does connect here. You could actually connect it to the roof rack, but I wasn't close enough, so this works. And this material is way heavier than the backroads SUV tent, and inside there's this other little connection, so it's really protects the inside from the rain, and it also attaches at the bottom the same way as the backroads, and it lifts under the bumper. So the fly, you can see, comes all the way down to the bottom, which I absolutely love, and also along where this connects to the pole. This used to be, well, on the back roads it was like a little hook and it would go into the I-ring, but this actually connects right to the grommet that the pole is in, and you can make it tighter, and so that feels much sturdier, especially if it ever got really windy. Oh, also there are tons of these guy lines, and I'll show you on the back what I did with one. And basically it would just, I don't know the purpose of this one, because if you pull it, it's not going to really do much for keeping the tent, but the stakes really help, and they pull right out. So with the tent here, there's quite a bit of movement or space between the tent and the fly. You can see that the fly door, it unzips on both sides, and then it comes out, and it's going to be a canopy, which I'm going to show you that in my next video when I do the tour of how I set up my inside of my tent. So in here too, it's a zipper, but there's also these little Velcro snaps. So it's literally impossible for the rain to hit the zipper part. And I love that because in the Backroads tent, that was a problem for me. And also, so if I wanted to roll up this canopy, I just roll it up and then I can attach it to those hooks. Same over here. Now this part of the door, which is where I'm accessing the tent inside, so it's almost like its own little doorway. And if it was raining there, I could have shut this up, but I wanted to be able to come in and out because it's not raining that hard. Yeah, so love it. And it comes around. Another guy line. I'm not sure what to do with that. And again, so all the attachments are like that. So I staked this out. And this is also the same thing that as this side. It's the door. It could be a door. And I could also make that a canopy. But I figure if I got a couple more poles, like I do have tarp poles, I could actually have 2 canopies on each side. But for my purpose, the one entranceway is great. Again, it pulls right out. Lots of space in there for the rain to fall down. And this side is interesting because there's guy lines. It's hard to see. There's these 2, one here and one there. And so I just, without that guy line, the stakes pull it out quite a bit. But if you wanted it even more, which I've done, it just pulls it so then that goes straight down. I really like that feature. And then for this one, I've just tied it to the tree because it's not quite long, and it wasn't quite long enough to go around the whole tree. But if I wanted it to, I could just add another guy line to this. But this is working for now. And another guy line here. And it really hugs where the connector starts. And if you can see, there's an extra little elastic part that also protects the zippers. I really love that. And again, on this side, same thing. I just connected to the window because I didn't want to fiddle around with it yesterday to get this all, because it actually started raining pretty fast. So that's my sports SUV tent. Love, love, love it. And I feel really confident. The material is much sturdier, stronger than the Backroads SUV tent. And I'm looking forward to moving into the winter with this. Feel very confident. So again, once I am ready to do the tour of the inside and how I set the inside of my tent up, I will set up the canopy and you can see that. All right, that's my tent tour. There you have it, guys, my winter car camping tent. There's another part to go to it to really make it winterize. And I'm also going to do a video very soon about how I set up my tent and make it all cozy and warm. So that'll be coming out very soon. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more content from me, hit that subscribe button. And I will see you guys in my next video. Take care.